Hey everybody, this is Chris at Zenarch Reptiles. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. On my way to the park. Anyways, I was going to make another video about being a successful reptile breeder, but I'm going to do something different. I've had quite a few questions about breeding rodents this week, so I'm going to help some of those viewers out. And I've had people, actually some friends here in town ask me too, so I'm going to shoot this video. And so please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. What that does for you is you'll be the first to know when my videos come out. By the way, I do appreciate you guys' support. Every day I'm getting better. I promise my videos are going to get better. I got more stuff lined up here. I'm just getting kind of, getting in my groove here. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm turning down the road here. I'll see you guys in the park. Welcome back, Reptile Fam. Anyways, I've had a video on this before, but I've had more questions about this. Can I make, this is the first question, can I make money selling rats? And the answer is absolutely, you can make money selling rats. I actually make a decent amount of money selling rats, way better than I thought I ever would. It's kind of shocking, by the way, how well I do with rats. Sometimes I really want to stop breeding them. I'm trying to move over to ASF rats, but I still can't get rid of my Norwegians. The Norwegians are a pain in the butt. They smell, they eat a lot more food, a lot more water, but they do breed a lot better, and they're also come in bigger sizes. So people that have larger snakes, it's kind of hard to change to an ASF rat. So if you're definitely looking into starting a small business, especially where I live in an area where there's not a lot of breeders here. I think there's one gentleman here in town I bought from before. I think that's the only person that does it here in town. I bought rats from him before, and he sells his for a lot more than I do, and he does really well. I sell mine cheaper because I do frozen. I do sell my lives close to what he does, but a little bit cheaper. When I first started this, I was just trying to recoup some money back from breeding my own rats to feed my animals. But it has been a lot more lucrative than I thought it would be, and it's kind of hard to quit doing it because I'm doing pretty well, and surprisingly well, from breeding rats. So like I said, where I live, there's not very many rat breeders at all. There's a place called Tri-Cities. If you look up Yakima, Washington, you can see where Tri-Cities is. There is another breeder in Ellensburg. They're pretty expensive, but they do pretty well. I drive to Wenatchee, I drive to Spokane, I drive to Seattle to sell rats. What I do is I make a schedule. I do advertise in a few things, but my main one is Craigslist. And what I tell them is I have a schedule of, I'm going to be here in Wenatchee on this day, I'm going to be here on Tri-Cities this day, and I'm going to be here so-and-so on this day. And I ask people to make orders, and I'll take them with me. So it does work out really well. Here in town, I just meet someone someplace because I don't have a storefront at this point in time, but I do meet, like here in town, I meet them there and I take them the rats. So the question, I hope I answered your question. Yes, definitely you can make money with rats. It is a lot of work. You have to keep up on it, and you have to make sure you feed them. The main thing is trying to find food that's good for them and also cheap, so you need to buy it in bulk. The pine shavings, and also I use a couple other things. I use the pine pellets, and also I can't think of it right now, but I'll think about it later. I'll post it right there, and it helps keep the smell down. I also found out another way of keeping the smell down. I took a vent, and I kind of made it cheesy. I put a piece of wood on my garage window, and it's sucking out all the time, so it makes a big difference. In the smell too, keeping the air fresh. But to answer your question, definitely you can make money. Question number 2. Is better to do ASF rats or Norwegian rats? If you are a breeder, and you're a breeder of reptiles and all you want is food, I would say go with ASF rats. They're better protein, they're easier to deal with, they take half the time. When I first started, I didn't know what I was doing with them, because Norwegian rats, you give them food, you give them water, and you give them a mate, they'll breed and breed and breed and breed and breed and breed, and you know, they're crazy. We'll get back to this, but you have to make a breeding schedule with Norwegian rats. ASF rats, I keep them on there at all times. They don't breed always unless you do the right food and have the right temperature, and also I notice they like, I use little hides for my ASF rats. It might be my head, but it seems like they did better when I gave them these little hides, and all I did use these little reptile hides. I get them off of like Reptile Basics for like $1. They love going in there, especially the mamas. Seems to really help them out. So if I was a breeder, a reptile breeder, I would go with ASF rats because they're cleaner, less work. Honestly, I change mine every 2 weeks, the bedding, but I can easily go 3 weeks without any smell. They eat less food. You do have to get a higher protein food. I know it says before, but someone told me to use the Missouri rat and mouse, and it's a higher protein, it's 23%, and they breed very well off of it. Very well, do amazing. I also give them like any kind of scraps or vegetable scraps we have in the house, like anything we make salad or anything like we'll have left over. Before it goes bad, I always give it to them. So I do give them lots of vegetables. But they breed really well, and they also like heat, I found out. I have them actually in my reptile room, the ASF rats, because they seem to do better in 75 to 80 degree weather. At least for me. Someone else might, comment below if something's different for you. But when I have them in the warmer climate with my reptiles, they do a lot better. Now, Norwegians, if I'm going to sell some, I would do Norwegians, and the reason is that they breed faster. You can pump out a lot more volume. They grow faster, and like a lot of people have like boas and bigger snakes. They'll want bigger animals, and Norwegians get way bigger, and a big male rat will sell for a decent amount. But if I was in the business just only to make money, which I still do, you have to keep Norwegians because they breed faster. You'll always have stock, and it's just a way to go. I mean, they're like I said, if you want to be a rat breeder, that's what you're trying to do, is start a side job. I would definitely go Norwegians. If you're going to do that, I would do both, like I do. I mostly feed. Right now, I'm feeding my some of my ASFs. If you see me before, I've only been doing this for a little while. You can watch my other videos when I got the ASF rats. I'm only feeding off right now my excess males, mostly to like the hoppers and things right now because I don't need that many males. But that's all I'm doing right now. They're doing pretty good, and eventually I'm going to do a lot more of them, and they're going to be. I'm going to feed my ball pythons and all my reptiles. That's what I'm going to feed them. And I'm going to use it for them, and I will sell some extras, but I still keep Norwegians around for my business. So I hope I didn't ramble here, but if you're doing a business, Norwegians do better. If you're just doing it to feed your animals, I would definitely do ASFs. A number 3 question I got from another person is, how much time do I spend on my rats? And that's the biggest downfall of rats. It's a lot easier for me now because I told you before that I had a day job and a night job. I was cleaning at nighttime. I was using that money to buy racks for my snakes and whatnot, so we kind of were planning to do it for 6 months, and we ended up doing it for a year. We did quit that job. I have a lot more free time, so it's amazing. Hopefully I have more free time to do videos because right now I've only been doing my videos in between my lunch breaks. So I'm telling you, I'm gonna make them better. But let's get back on track here. I like to veer off. I spend a lot of time with rats, more than any other animal I have. I have ferrets, I have dogs, I have cats, I have all kinds of different snakes. I have leopard geckos, I have different geckos. And I tell you right now, I spend more time on my rats than anything. So my rats, I probably spend at least, I would say, not a part-time job, but probably close to a part-time job on them. I probably spend 15 hours a week on my rats. And that's because I got to clean out their cages. I got to make sure they have water. I have to go to the store and buy stuff for them. Keep their food, keep their food topped off. The main thing is cleaning out their cages. If you don't keep those cages clean, the Norwegian stink real bad. Now the ASF rats, how much time I spend on those? Barely at all. I don't even use the big watering systems for the ASF rats. I just use a water bottle, and honest to God, with my little breeding colonies, I can keep a bottle of water full all week. I'll check them twice a week and top them off, but I wouldn't have to. I can do it once a week, but I'm already in there, so I do it. They don't drink near as much water. They don't eat near as much food, but their food is more expensive because the Missouri 6F comes in a 50-pound bag, and it's $30 after tax. And I think it's $18 or $20 for a half the size of the rat and mouse. But that bag lasts me a lot longer than it does for the Norwegians. Norwegians just chew through food, chew through water. They are definitely a way more time-consuming than the ASF. So I hope that answers your question. I do spend a lot of time on my rats. It's probably like a part-time job, especially if you're selling them. Like I said, I do make appointments where I say I'm going to Wenatchee today. How many people want them, and I'm gonna meet you here. If you want them, come and meet me at this time. That's more not so much the maintenance of them, but if you want to sell them. Anyways, last thing I want to talk to you about today. This is not a question that no one asked me, so if you want to be successful with rats, and that's what your goal is, you want to start a side business, and you want to sell rats, and you try to make a better life for yourself, trying to make a side business, something else you can have, a second stream of income. The main thing I can tell you right now is that you need to set you up a schedule and treat it like a job. If you treat it like a whim, it won't work for you. If you schedule yourself like you would a job, so like my job, I have a schedule, I have a set schedule and things I have to do. If you make that same schedule for yourself, this can work with reptiles too, because I do it with reptiles. You have to make a set schedule and stick to it, because if you don't stick to that schedule, you won't do it. Because when you go home, it's easy, a bad day at work, it's easy for me to go sit and watch TV, or watch some YouTube, or have a beer and just kick back. But I know that I have a schedule for myself, that I go home and I gotta do these certain things before I can relax. And if you treat it that way like a job, it will be a job. I'm not saying job sounds labor intensive, but I mean, if you schedule yourself and you stick to that, you'll be successful. If you do not, it'll be just like, well, I'll do it later, and you'll never do it. And that's because humans are procrastinators. Some are worse than others. I'm not really procrastinating, but I still will get in my mind, well, I'm done for the day, and it's hard to get back up once you get going. So if you come home, you get on your jobs and what you got to do. Because what I do is I come home and I clean a certain amount of cages, make sure everything's fed, and then I go and relax. But if you don't make a schedule for yourself or keep yourself accountable, it won't work. So that's all I can tell you. Sorry about the noise. Someone's already working on some kind of house. But the main thing I can tell you right now is if you treat it like a job, it will be a job and you will make money. If you treat it like just a hobby, or you treat it like something like it's not near as important, it won't work out for you. So that's all I can tell you. I hope I answered your questions correctly. If not, you can comment below and have me explain it better. I know that's what I got from some of these questions that I've had people text me and also write some things below. So I hope that helps you guys out. Rats is an untapped field. I mean, if you go look on Big Cheese or Lane Labs, those are the two I ordered from a lot. I don't anymore, but they used to be out of rats all the time. And I mean, I get out of rats all the time too, because people buy them out, especially the rat pups and the pinkies. I mean, they're gone fast. Sometimes I have to hold some back to keep my colony going or keep my animals fed. I'm telling you, it's an untapped field. There's lots of money in it, but it's dirty work. And if you're willing to do that dirty work and set a schedule and work at it, you can make lots of money. I'm not just saying this. I will make other videos showing you how I package the rats. I use a food saver. I vacuum seal them. You gotta be careful when you're vacuum sealing, because if you suck them too much, it'll actually pop their eyeballs, and that's kind of gross. But I use a food saver to keep them longer in the freezer. I use meat trays. I'll show you that whole deal. How I keep my rats, how I feed my rats. I'll do more rat videos, because I've been getting a lot of people ask me about rat videos. And I'm telling you, lots of money in rats. Anyways, let me stop rambling. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you guys for being part of my life. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys commenting. I appreciate you guys watching, all my videos, and allowing me to share my life with you. Anyways, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and what that does for you again is that you guys will know when my videos are first come out, and I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Love you guys. Preserver. I use a food preserver. But anyways, today I'm gonna talk about rats, and please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. What it does for you is you'll be the you will be the first to know my new videos come out. Anyways, I'll be right back.